Hey, Inspiration by Brad. Negativity. Let's talk a little bit about that. Handling negative feedback like you're a pro. Handling negative feedback is a crucial part of any personal and professional growth. You got to learn how to deal with it. It's an opportunity to learn, it's an opportunity to improve, and it's an opportunity to become a better version of yourself. However, it's something that we all struggle with. And there's a good reason behind it. Negative feedback is very hard to swallow. Personally, it hits you inside. It's natural to feel defensive. It's natural to be anxious and even avoidance driven when we're all faced with criticism. So now you think about this. As a parent, you're trying to teach your child how to accomplish things in life. And how many times is what is coming out of our mouths is negative? We want to build them children up. We want to make them stronger and better, not tear them down. When you receive negative feedback, your instinct has become more defensive. You don't think a child's going to do the same thing? Think about that. Or your employees? Think about that. We might feel the need to justify ourselves and explain ourselves or even attack the person giving us the feedback. And that reaction's understandable, but it's not productive. By becoming defensive, we're not allowing ourselves to learn. You want to communicate. That can even go, this whole discussion can even go into relationship issues. You want to be able to communicate, have feedback, and you want to grow together. Not block the progress. Another reaction, very common reaction, is anxiety. We might feel nervous, you might begin self-doubting, or you might begin to be uncertain about how you want to process that feedback. Anxiety can be overwhelming, and it can cause us to avoid dealing with the feedback altogether. Avoidance is not the solution. It's a temporary Band-Aid. And that Band-Aid, like all the others, it will fall off. And you're going to end up right back where you started. So avoidance isn't the answer. Another reaction is avoidance. You just ignore it. Pretend it didn't happen. Distract ourselves from it. Wow, I had a mother that was that way. It didn't happen. It didn't happen. I don't want to hear about it. Don't want to hear about it. Wow. Avoidance is a slippery slope. And when we avoid dealing with it, it always becomes negative. Always. Setting yourself up for failure, folks, and for future failure. Even though I don't like to use the word failure, setting yourself up for limitation. It's limitation. By not addressing it and communicating, you're not addressing the underlying issues that need to be addressed. And they're going to repeat themselves time and time and time again, over and over and over again. So what do? Practice active listening. When someone gives us feedback, listen carefully to what they're saying. Don't interrupt. Listen carefully, and then clarify what you think you're hearing. Seek to understand what their perspective is on what you're trying to talk about. You don't have to agree with it, but you do need to understand where the other person's coming from. Get clarification. Ask questions. What do you mean by that? Can you give me an example? Clarify it. Get active in it. This helps you understand the feedback more clearly and identify specific areas for improvement. If you seek clarification, you're showing that you're committed to learning and growing. It's that simple. Reframe their feedback. Instead of seeing it as a personal attack, see it as an opportunity to learn and grow. Focus on the specific behavior or action that needs to be improved rather than taking the feedback personally. Separate your self-worth from the feedback and view it as a constructive criticism rather than a personal attack. Do you even know how to do that? A lot of people don't even know how to do that. They just take everything personally. Talk about it. Talk about it. Many lessons in my life that I had to go through to learn this. Lots of employees, I hurt a lot of employees' feelings. I used to be a miserable SOB. Clean my language up. I was an a-hole. I was one of those guys that was just a miserable guy, and it was my way or the highway. That was the truth. And I had to change my life, and I had to learn things differently. It was not easy for me. And I hurt a lot of people's feelings. And through the years, I've had to do a lot of apologizing in my life, and I'm sorry. But I have to grow too. What I have learned from all of it is communication is one of the most important things you could ever have in your life. That includes with your partner, that includes with the people you surround yourself with, and that includes the people that you're dealing with on a daily basis. Negative feedback means there's something wrong. Find out why and become successful and handle it like a pro. And you'll be successful the rest of your life. Inspiration by Brad. Thank you for being with me today. Subscribe and like. Have a great day.